So first and foremost, I face off standard. A lot of you guys, if you've been doing moto for a while, that's fine if you want to keep doing it. I think standard's better because the point of a face-off is to pick up a ground ball. That's great if you can win a clamp, but if you can't put it in the right spot or can't quickly pick it up, it's kind of pointless for you to be out there, all right? So again, if you guys take it, drop your balls at your feet, grab your stick. I just want to work on a hand placement on your stick. First thing you guys will notice, right, I have tape all the way up my stick. The reason for that is you're going to go against someone who's bigger and stronger than you no matter what. He's way bigger than me. He's 260, I'm 220 on a good day. All right, so again, you want to have this, you want to have the most amount of grip possible, right? Get that hand all the way up, straighten that elbow out, and drop it straight down. See what I'm doing right here? Straighten your elbow completely out and drop it straight down, moto or regular, whatever you do, right? Get it right up next to you. What I want you to do is take that second hand and drop it straight down, right? I don't want it any closer than your body width, right? If you get too close, you're going to lose a lot of your power, okay? Again, put some tape where you have those hands too. 1 for grip and 2 for consistency. Just a little tell for you guys, and especially you older guys, once you start reading people, most people who clamp, they put their hands wide, and when they go for their jump, they bring their hands in. It's something to start noticing and something to make sure you don't do. Okay, I'm going to talk a lot about reads and how to read guys, because frankly that's, I think, made me successful. I've been able to tell whether a guy's standing high, really low, where his hands are. Some guys are easy enough to read, they switch their grip depending on what it is, right? So you should be able to know what counter to throw. You guys have questions, feel free. You know I'm doing a lot of talking. All right, so get those hands straight down like this, right? So make sure we get tape on them when you're done, right? Your hands are a little too wide, right? You want to have that hand basically right there, all right? Make sure your hands are right there, exactly. All right, guys? So we got that? All right, that's where I want you to start. If you want to go moto, that's fine. If you want to go regular, that's fine too. Once we got that right, we're going to focus on feet, okay? And the general way you want to approach the ball, right? This is what I say, is take your stick, hold it like this. All right, you got your stick? Put it down at a 45-degree angle facing you. Make sure you're at the right side of the ball. Hold it in your right hand, your stick. Hold it in your right hand. See how it's at an angle facing me? Put your toe right behind it, just like that. Right? Make sure you're on the correct side of the ball, right? So put the stick there, put your toe right behind it. Right? There you go. You guys got that? That's about how far away you want to be. Make sure we're checking this out. That's about how far away you want to be from the ball, right? You want to be 6 to 8 inches, and the stick is what, like 7 now these days? I don't know what the new dimension is. I get to use the old ones, the super pinch sticks. That's about how far away you want to get to the ball. Again, every time I go up, I don't measure just because I just know. But again, that's about how far away you want to be from the ball to give you enough room so you're not leaning on your hands, right? Because if you're too far back, you can lean on your hands. If you're too far forward, you're not going to have any weight on your hands, right? Second thing I want you to do, take that back foot. Once you get that right foot in, take that back foot, and I want your toes in line with your heel, right? Get that so it's facing straight. Get your toes in line with your heel, a little wider than shoulder width apart. A little wider than shoulder width. All right? There we go. This is good. A little wider than shoulder. Toes back, right? You want these toes in line with the heel. Move that all the way back. Move it up. And I want your left foot back, right? Is your first move, right, is going to be into the guy, right? If I was to line up against any one of you guys, I'd be right here, right? And you want to be able, I'm trying to set you up so you can use your head, your shoulder, your stick, use absolutely everything. There's a common misconception that facing off is all hands and quickness. Yes, that's a huge part of it. But if you can find a way to use your body, use your head, you know, I got a huge butt, so I try to use that as much as I possibly can. I try to use my legs because I know that's a strength of mine, all right? So I want you guys to use your whole body when you're taking draws, okay? Hands are way too close. It's going to lose a lot of power. Guys, the reason I say I want your hands shoulder width apart real quick, any of you guys have brothers and sisters, right? You guys ever get in a fight with them and you get behind the door and you hold it shut so they can't get in, right? If this is the hinge of the door, right, where would you put your foot? Would you put it right next to the hinge? Does anyone know what I'm talking about? You wouldn't, right? Because what would happen? If I put my foot right here and you push on the outside, what would happen? You'd open the door on me. It's that same idea. If your hands are too close together and the guy's out here, he's going to have a lot more power in you. He's going to be able to push you back, okay? We're going to get into more detail on why, but again, let's make sure our hands are the right width apart. Again, keep checking yourself. Okay, guys, so let's drop our sticks and step away from the ball. Drop your stick, step away from the ball. All right, I want you guys perfectly to be able to pick up your stick and stand, get in your stance. Line up right away. Coaches, let's check them. Let's make sure, let's walk around, make sure everyone's good. So when we're dropping down, what we want to do is we want to bend at our legs, not at our waist, right? You can have some bend at our waist, but we don't want to bend completely like this and have our knees straight. We don't want to bend so much, right, that we're sitting back, okay? I want you guys to drop down. Very important, have your elbows, whether it's moto or standard, inside of your legs. That means, you all can look at me real quick. Coach, if you could do this too. Make sure your elbows are inside of your knees. I don't want anything out here. I don't want anything out here. I want elbows inside of your knees, okay? It's important so nothing gets in the way, okay? If you guys have a hard time doing that, take this right foot, right? What's your name, man? Sevi. What? Sevi. 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 If I was going against Sevi, right? And if it's too hard, especially for you moto guys, to get in like this, drop your back foot a little bit, right? A little farther away so you can get in. All right? So ready? I'm going to say down, right? Set, go. All right? Hold on, set up. I'm going to start saying down, set, go. And what I want you guys to do is get down in your stance. On go, drop your stick. So I don't want any weight on your hands. Okay, ready? Down. Set. Drop your stick. Just drop it and stay in that stance. You're the coach. Say down, set, go for me. Down. Set. Go. I want you guys to be able to stand there just like this. Keep your stance. It should be comfortable. And you should stay low. You want this back foot in the ground, right? Pointing straight, because you can push a lot harder coming this way than you can going this way, right? If your toes are pointing this way, you don't have as many cleats in the ground or as much grip in the ground, so you can bang into the guy going to get you. Second, once we get down the line and once you become a better face-off guy, if you're starting a fast break, guys, you want to have this foot forward so I can get in, boom, and my foot's already forward and I can be running right away. So again, first fundamental, we're going to work on the clamp. Just one note, especially for you standard guys, you want to hold your stick in your fingertips, okay? It's for both. Moto, it's more hold your front hand in your fingertips, but the reason why is when you're clamping, right, it takes a lot longer to fold your stick over a ball than it does to pull out the back and jam it in, okay? So what you want to do, if you guys watch, I'm pulling out the back of my stick when I'm clamping, and I'm jamming that left hand in. You guys see that, right? I'm pulling it out. You guys hold it in your fingertips right now and try that, right? You moto guys, it's probably making more of a fist with your right hand than jamming with your left. If you standard guys, it's more of a make that fist, right? I'm holding my fingertips, and boom, make a fist. That's how you're gonna end up doing it. It's some wrist movement. The first movement is that fingertips, right? Because what it does, it pulls out the back of your stick, allows you to get in there. Okay, first fundamental. Do you remember what it is or no? Come on, man. It's not that long ago. It was in the spring. First off, again, I'll talk about this again more. I know I keep saying that. Stepping with the right foot, I think, is a total myth. If you watch any good face-off guy in the MLL, or in college, none of them step with their right foot, because what it does is it takes away any power you have behind that backhand or behind your stick, right? You don't want to have to move this way, then move this way, right? So the first fundamental, what we're going to do is focus on jamming your left hand forward, okay? That goes back to what I was talking about before, about having your hands spread enough apart, because if it's too thin, right, if I'm going against Will, come down with me? If I'm going against Will, we're both clamping and my hands are here, and I try to jam my left hand forward and his hands are wide out there, what's going to happen? Right? I go here, Will can drive me off the ball because I don't have enough power, right? If we reset, right, and I get my hands out here, and I'm going left hand forward against him, right, I'm going to be able to have more power. And if you guys watch, if you saw his stick right there, it got pushed back, and I stood it up. So you guys, make sure you get a good look at this, right? If I'm going against Will, right, come down, and Will, even if he has a good clamp on the ball, right, if I jam this left hand forward, what I'm trying to do is take the shaft of my stick, put it on the plastic of his head, stand him up, and push him backwards, okay? So watch, if I'm here, I go left hand forward, right? I stood him up, and I pushed him away, right? The reason you want to do this is it creates an alley, right? If I'm here now, I can come out for a fast break. I now have full control of the ball. I can go backwards or anything like that. You guys see that? You guys got that? Any questions? Right? That left hand forward's extremely important. You guys will hear me throughout this, especially when you guys are going live. Jam that left hand forward. Jam that left hand forward because, right, you see a lot of good face-off guys, right? Especially when we're playing the MLL, we spin, right? The reason we do that is because we're trying to get that left hand farther forward than the next guy, because we're trying to, what I call, is open the door. It goes back to when you're fighting with your siblings. You guys got that? Any questions? All right, let's go get in our stance. Let's try a few of those. Really bang that left hand forward, okay? We're at about a 30-degree angle off where you start. I know you don't have lines right here, so it's a little tougher. So we're gonna say, all right, get in your stances. I'll down, set, go it. Ready? Down, set. Guys, a few things that I saw, still I wanna make sure you're doing it right. Just make sure you're bending at your knees, not at your waist, right? I saw a few guys like this. I saw a few guys with your feet a little thinner or exactly shoulder width apart. I want it wider, right? So we have that strength and that base for this next part, right? The second fundamental, okay, is what I call, so hold on, first one, you remember it now? Okay, you guys, left hand forward, right? The second one is down the line, okay? So let's all grab our sticks up here. Grab your stick up here, right? You can pinch it pretty easily, right? I know every single one of you guys have done that. Don't do it if your stick's already ridiculously pinched. Grab it down here, right? And try to pinch your stick. It's a lot harder, okay? The reason I had you guys do that, right, is because you want to get that ball all the way down at the bottom of your stick. It's the strongest part of your stick, okay? You want to make sure you're getting the ball down here right at the bottom every time, because it not only is the strongest part, it gives you consistency when you pull the ball out. If I'm down here, I know exactly how far it's gonna go every time I pull out, right? If the ball is at the top of my stick up here, I have no idea. If I go like this, I can even come here and think I'm going forward, and it's gonna go behind me, okay? So the way we do that, again, we're going down the line here. This is our second fundamental, and we're trying to get the ball at the bottom of our stick. That's not only for our stick and our hands, but it's also for our head, our shoulder, and our body, right? So if I'm going against Will right now, make sure you guys can all see this. Move around, do whatever you do. If Will's down and I'm going against him, right? And he has the ball like up at the top of his stick, right? Just be straight. All right, and I'm coming in, right? Left hand forward and getting down the line. I'm not only gonna take my head, put it into his shoulder, and try to push him away from the ball, because guys, I know a lot of you guys have seen, especially motorcycle guys, they try to drop over the ball like this. You guys seen that? They put their elbow on their stick and they basically lay on their stick, right? What you're trying to do is push that guy off to get rid of that advantage. Even if he's a standard guy, he wants to be over the stick because, right, you have more pressure, more strength going down on that ball, right? I had to do this big time against him when I practiced and against Jimmy, who's still there right now. He's just a moose, okay? So again, the two fundamentals I want you to focus on now is left hand forward, right? We talked about that, opening the door and getting down the line, right? So if I'm going against Will, okay, and I'm going left hand forward down the line, what's gonna happen is I'm gonna come down the line, I'm gonna hit him with my head, right? Get the ball in the bottom part of my stick so that when I do eventually work on pulling it out, I'll be fine, okay? So let's go back to our balls and work on that. Coaches, let's make sure the ball is touching the bottom of their stick every time they finish. Guys, stay down in your stance a little longer this time, right? Get it into the bottom of your stick, right? Don't move your feet quite yet. Don't have any flow on the back of your stick, okay? Cut it all off. Make sure it's all the way down to that string, okay? Don't cut a hole in it. But again, if you guys have anything on the back of your stick, what's gonna happen is the ball is not gonna be able to get all the way to that plastic, and it's gonna be a lot more inconsistent. If you have it there now, tuck it all the way in so it's not in the way, or hold it with your hand. Whatever makes you the most comfortable, okay? Here we go. Again, some of you guys have been taught clamping and stepping with that foot, right? And the reason I don't want you doing that is because you lose all the strength and power behind your hands. What I actually want you guys doing is, again, this goes with the left hand forward and getting down the line, is once you get down the line, I want you to have all that strength, right? I have my cleats, everything in the ground, banging into the guy, as I want you to hop up, right? And bring your feet with you. So our third fundamental is bring your feet, okay? If you don't bring your feet, right? Kev, stand back there. Right? And these are my two wing guys, right? And they're helping me out. If Will was like my pole guy and Kev was my draw side guy, and I don't bring my feet with me, what happens? And if I pull the ball out and I don't bring my feet with me, what happens? Yeah, I go like this. Now it's a 3-on-2. They're face-off guy there, and they got 3 guys against my 2 guys, and that's a disadvantage. Again, the point of a face-off is to put it in the most advantageous spot for you to pick it up. Your wing guys are there to bail you out if you mess up. Okay, that's the only reason they're there. Other than that, you should be focusing on one-on-one battles. It's all about you, okay? So what I want you guys to do again, right? Get that left hand forward, make sure you're getting down the line, and then bring your feet with you. So basically, right, if I do it, if I go left hand forward down the line, it's essentially like you're laying an egg, right? Ball's pretty much over you, right? You don't want to be too far forward, right? If you're too far forward, you're going to be falling. You don't want to be too far back, so you don't have it over. You basically go from, right, when you get that left hand forward and down the line, you pretty much have a little bit of weight on your hands. You go from weight on your hands to strength in your hands. And what that means is I'm over the ball and I'm able to push really hard into the ground, but I can still pick up and do whatever I want, okay? So let's focus on that now, ready? Bring your feet with you, hop in. I want your toes perpendicular with your stick, okay? Jog it on back, jog it on back. We'll get some, a few more moves after this. So I don't want you guys doing this and just following your butt end. I literally want you coming in here and then bring your feet like that. You guys see how I'm doing that? I'm not following my butt end. I'm following the trajectory of my stick. So I'm here, right over the ball. Okay? Here you go. Down.